everyone, and welcome back to the Fire of the Spirit YouTube channel. Haven't you guys noticed that it's starting to get warm out? I know I sure have. And I know that it's our first instinct to just pull all of those winter clothes out of those storage closets and put away all those sweaters and coats. But there's a lot of stuff out there nowadays that seem to be a little immodest. See-through shirts, strappy shirts, short skirts, and a lot of other things. But what does it even mean to be modest now? Just the skirt is 4 inches above your knee instead of 5? And why is it that society has these weird fashion trends that kind of trick girls into thinking that they aren't worth it if they don't wear immodest clothing? Does modesty even really matter anymore? Why do people think it's okay to show just a little bit more skin? I mean, it is just skin, isn't it? Well, here are 5 guys that are going to talk about how girls should dress more modestly and why, as well as some tips and tricks from us girls on how to make sure that the clothes you are wearing are modest.
Okay, so first off, I want to talk about girl shorts. It seems like some girls nowadays are always pushing to wear shorts that are a bit shorter and tighter than they used to be. Is this really a big deal though? It is said in Corinthians 1, quote, "Do you not know that your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit within you, whom you have from God? You are not your own, for you are bought with a price. So glorify God in your body." When girls decide to go for increasingly shorter shorts and wear Daisy Dukes, it is not only immodest, but they are putting their bodies out there to be admired. But would they dress this way if they were in the presence of a king? All women are called to be temples of the Holy Spirit, and as a Catholic gentleman, I want all women to know that you deserve to be respected and adorned like the magnificent castles you are. I can say with complete honesty, you all deserve better than only being remembered for wearing Daisy Dukes with bikinis on top. California Girls by Katy Perry. Girls shouldn't have to think that they need to wear skimpy clothing just because it's the normal thing to do now.
Well, capris are always great for summertime. They are nice and long and modest, but they're not full jeans. I mean, I know in like the south of the United States, it can get really hot. So capris aren't always ideal. But for the beginning or end of summer, they're perfect just to keep it a little cool while at the same time keeping it modest. With tank tops, you can always just put a scarf on top, like a nice spring scarf that will hide the fact that normally there are low necklines and just a bit tight. Light sweaters are also great to put on top to also keep it even more modest.
Now on to dresses. There seems to be a lot of women and girls in today's society who think that it is okay to wear dresses that barely have any more cloth than a napkin that you may find at a diner. Now I guess it is true that one girl could say that a dress that she finds inappropriate for herself is totally okay for someone else who isn't bothered by its short length or tight fit. But the truth of the matter is that modesty and real beauty does not matter between person to person, and it does not differ between person to person. To say that, quote, modesty is a matter of custom, end of quote, is just as wrong as to say that, quote, honesty is a matter of custom, end of quote. All beauty should be loved and respected simply because beauty is good. And that is something we're celebrating in a way we dress. Take some celebrities, for example. Taylor Swift, Ariana Grande, Miley Cyrus, and others. They are all wearing dresses that can be seen through, super short, or just emphasize the wrong parts of their body. Do you want that kid down the street to remember you because, quote, you got that good girl faith and a tight little skirt, end of quote.
So a couple tips with how to dress modestly, especially with like a short dress. You can just stick leggings underneath it, and normally that will just take away, keep the dress modest. But also just be aware, if the dress is super short, like super short, leggings aren't going to help. Also, if you've got spaghetti straps or a top that's too tight, a lacy top to put on over top of the top can kind of cover up that, while at the same time keeping it nice and cool and not too hot.
There's a fine line between clothes that are simply too tight and clothes that are a decent fit. Girls' clothing really shouldn't be so tight to where it reveals everything, but instead loose enough to show that they are women and care enough about their modesty and purity. And for us guys, I know personally, we don't like to see things like that in media because it leads to sin. It leads to near occasions of sin, and it's really just not that great. And so when you're thinking, you should also be thinking as a girl of what effect you're having on the guys around you. Not only that, but a girl can compliment herself in a decent way, and that's way better than a girl who degrades herself with the clothing she wears. It's really all about respecting yourself, because you truly are the daughter of the Most High, and you need to keep in mind that you're setting yourselves up for the wrong kind of attention, and you should instead be keeping yourself moral, as Christ and Our Lady would prefer you to do.
Well, see-through shirts seem to be all the rage nowadays. You can see them everywhere in all different styles. This see-through shirt is obviously just white see-through, but the perfect way to make these amazingly cute shirts modest is by putting a camisole underneath. Just a camisole that helps cover everything up, but then you get the nice loose baggy see-through shirt on top.
For this shirt, although it is sleeveless, it has the wider straps, and so it provides coverage, and it's not tight. It's very loose, not form-fitting at all, so it doesn't draw very much attention. But I can still say cool, especially if it's a super hot day, and I was going to like a party outside or a wedding service outside or reception. And so this outfit would work for that.
Well, something that you girls might be wondering is like, what are we gonna do? I don't know what to wear. I have terrible skimpy clothing. I hope not, anyways. And instead of you guys, or girls, sorry guys, girls can wear something more modest, that more coverage, and still keep themselves cool, hip, and like whatever. Like, I have actually a couple of friends that do this. Like, they'll have a tank top, and even if it's like, as long as it really still got the 4 fingers rule, you get a shawl, and bam, it looks good. And you know what the thing is that shawls are actually kind of nice because it'll add a little bit of dimensions to the outfit. And if it's a little bit of a colder, windier day, it's actually really nice. But it's a perfect spring or fall or late spring or early fall outfit for you guys. And honestly, really low tops are not the way to go. Instead, aim for the purity deserving of the handiwork of what you girls were created for. Think for yourselves and don't focus on what society is forcing you to do, because you girls are beautiful whether or not you wear. In fact, you guys, I would say you guys are more beautiful when you guys dress yourselves and you treat yourselves as a proper woman should. And I don't mean as a proper woman as in high class and you guys aren't worth it if you're not. But I mean as a proper woman, as someone who respects herself and knows she is worth it. That is a proper woman. That is someone who demands to be seen as beautiful, and is those people who be seen as beautiful. I can give you a little story for this. Actually, a personal hero of mine, his name was Jason Everett, and he was telling this story on the CD of his I got. And it was, there's this guy, and he was way out in Texas, and he was like a pimp, drug dealer, all that stuff. He's like done pretty nasty stuff. And obviously as such, he did not live a pure lifestyle, nor has he seen girls who lived a pure lifestyle. But he saw this one girl, and she was actually Catholic, and she was a hardcore lady, like shawling and all that stuff, shawling when she went to church, and she always dressed modestly. And he was so bewildered by this woman who had such respect for herself that he actually asked for a date for her. And she said, I have 3 rules that for you, if you want to date me. First, you must read this book on charity, or chastity. So he read this book on chastity. It was 500 pages long. He read it within 10 days. And then, secondly, she said, you must ask for my father's permission to date me. And he did. And he actually got it. Like, he made a huge turnaround in his life. And third, is you cannot kiss, she told this guy that he cannot kiss her till the day he lifts the veil from her face. And he did. And Jason Everett knew these people, and he met them happily ever after when they were married and everything. Girls, really, don't think you're not going to get attention if you're modest. You will find the guy who will treat you what you deserve, and that's when you'll find true happiness and find someone who appreciates you for your true beauty.